Hello, you awesome people. This is your pal, Edward Deere speaking, and welcome to tonight's live webinar. Just so you know, this is Monday, the 31st of October, 2016, and we are talking profitable Facebook marketing, and I'm absolutely excited to have you all here tonight. Hello, everyone. We've got one great turnout tonight. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. Now, tonight's an interesting one, actually, because I was actually at an event today talking profitable Facebook marketing. So I was actually at the Katic Design College in the CBD, which is part of the Billy Blue College, and actually talking about profitable Facebook marketing all day. So I actually did this presentation today and very excited to be going through it with you all. Now, you might be listening to this live. You might be listening to this in the Awesome Marketing Vault or the recording afterwards. Either way, it is here to help you. If you are live on tonight, my very awesome friends, feel free to ask me questions in real time. If you're listening to the recording, feel free to email me or contact me afterwards. And there's key things I want to help you do tonight. I want to give you some ideas to get more profitable, high-value clients, increase your revenue, and give you more time for what you love and your family. So very excited to have you all here, and we're going to be talking top Facebook strategies. This live webinar I'm doing right now is on the house to you awesome people. But of course, you can access all the recordings in the Marketing Vault. So if you like what you hear, please consider sharing my stuff on Facebook and, of course, hiring me. Now, of course, why am I a great person to listen to on Facebook and have this live webinar with? Well, there's several reasons, actually. In my marketing career, I've helped generate over $100 million in revenue. I've worked with thousands of people and helped many go from 0 to 6 figures in less than 12 months. Got a postgraduate in marketing from Monash University. And also as well, I'm forever hitting new events and new places across town, learning the latest ideas. And what's I actually find very interesting talking Facebook is that it moves very quickly. It's very easy to get out of data quickly. So I'm here to talk to you about the latest ideas. Also as well, if you want a copy of these slides, not a problem. Please email me and I'll be more than happy to send you a PDF copy of it. So it's very good there. And also as well, if you haven't already, please check out my Facebook page, my blog, and also make sure you sign up to my database if you haven't already, because I've got heaps of great free tools to help you. Like all things as well, this is general advice and information only. So if you have any questions, please ask. I'd love to really help you and answer your particular questions and what you're doing. Now, let's get straight into the heavy stuff. Let's get straight into Facebook and what we're doing. Now, interestingly enough, there's a few strategic considerations I just want to sort of preface as part of our discussion on Facebook. First things first, and I was saying this today in our live workshop in Sydney CBD. When people first hear about you on Facebook, people don't usually just walk up to you and buy you or hire you. They start off right at the start of the process. Quite often, they'll start off as interested people. They'll hear about you, they'll be interested. Then some of those people will fall in love with what you're doing, and then they become a fan. Some of those fans will turn around and say, you know what, I like such and such as a service or product, and they'll turn around and hire you. And of hopefully as many of those people as possible, of those people that hire you, some will become advocates. And what that actually means is that they are such a fan of yours, they'll run around and sell you to other people, such as I am for Microsoft, for example. So when it comes to Facebook and social media, I just want to give you this base process. This is where people start off, and this is the process that people walk through as part of being a client or customer of what you're selling. That is very important, something to keep in mind. The next strategic consideration I'd love to share with you all is about placing the customer first. Now, you may or may not be able to see this, but this is actually from 1955 from Caltex. It's written written using the term he. I'd like to replace it with they, of course, in terms of equal opportunities. And it basically talks about the idea of putting the customer first. And the point at the end is what I like the most. This is about the customer. They are a person who bring you what they want. It's your job to handle them profitably to them and yourself. Something very important to keep in mind. One of the other strategic considerations that I really want to put out there is Facebook is only as good as your service and the information you put into it. So your marketing has to be great quality. And really what it actually has to be is that your marketing has to be of great quality, but your business, your product and your service has to be of good quality. So before you start hitting Facebook especially, make sure your business is working and everything is as strong as possible, because that is what it's all about. Now, talking social media from a point. You've got heaps of platforms, but Facebook is one of the largest in Australia. It's a great platform. It's one of the largest, it probably is the actual largest social media platform on earth, but in Australia, it is very highly used. In fact, Australians are right into Facebook per capita compared to even the United States, believe it or not, as a per capita percentage. And what I usually recommend is you use one or two platforms. Now, just giving you some interesting stats just to preface us all, is that when we actually, and this is from Census, Census is by the gold standard of research, 69% of Australians are on social media, about half of small and medium businesses, and almost 80% of large businesses. And this is fascinating. This is the bit that I really like, which is why I love Facebook so much. If you look at the actual percentages that get used, Facebook is what people use quite heavily. So you've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest. Now, Facebook is definitely up there. We did a webinar recently on LinkedIn, which is very, very popular and well received. And tonight we're actually talking Facebook, which we're very excited about. And what's actually fascinating with Facebook is the usage of it is significantly increasing. In fact, according to Census, which is absolutely fantastic, is people are spending 4 more hours on it since 2015. So more and more people are using it. And the reason why I want to put this out is that Facebook is very powerful for a lot of people, and it's quite often where a lot of our customers are purely hiding an open site. Now, as we get into this, my very awesome friends, and we discuss this more on a deeper level, there are a lot of reasons why Facebook's very powerful, and one of the key ones that I really like is that videos and photos are very powerful. There's a lot of versatility in what you can do and the way that you can go about it. And when it comes to really succeeding with Facebook, really doing well with it, what it comes down to is Facebook is great from the point of view of being able to entertain and engage people in a fun way. And the point I want to make to each of you is that Facebook is social media. Facebook is about fun. Facebook is about creating a great experience for people. And when it comes to you connecting with your audience and getting sales and being successful from that point of view, you have to be quite sociable about it. You have to be fun about it. Even for the most serious brands, it's very important that you get things out in that way. And it comes down to, especially, of course, posting great content. Now, ultimately, is whatever platform you're using, LinkedIn, Twitter, but of course we're talking Facebook here. It comes down ultimately to the content we put up. What is the content we're actually sharing on Facebook? And as we share content, how does that actually connect with people and cause them to buy our product? Now, what was interesting when we were at the live workshop today is we're talking about our narrative. What is the actual story that you're telling people? How are you actually connecting with people? And there are heaps of different examples about that. And one key thing that I want to go through is this point first. Really, I say to most people, you have to post at least every day on Facebook. It's hard for some, easy for some, but ultimately, Facebook works by repetition. It works by having that continual engagement and that continual dialogue with the community. It is absolutely important and very critical. And there are multiple ways of going about it. There's multiple ways of putting up great ideas. You can have blogs, you can have photos, you can have videos. But ultimately, stepping back from the type of content for the moment, when it comes to really succeeding with Facebook, you have to be putting out content, photos, videos, images, and blogs that help educate people in the problems that they're trying to solve and the areas that you work in. So let's say you're a solicitor, for argument's sake. Can you give general insight in how the law works, what cases are out there? If you're a photographer, can you actually show people great photos, talk to them how to take great photos? If you're, let's say, a coach, can you educate people on how to better improve their lives? If you're an accountant, can you keep people up to date with what the tax regulations are doing? You get what I mean. If you think about the area that you actually work in, the way you succeed is by putting out ideas that are very, how can I say? They are great ideas that help solve the problems that your service solves. Does that make sense, friends? If you've got any questions, please ask me. If you want me to use you as an example, please type in the chat box and identify yourself. I would absolutely love to help you. But I want you to think about that. What are the ideas that you can share that will add value and help people? This is absolutely critical and part of what we're doing. The other key point that I really want to bring up as well, friends, is that it is absolutely critical to make sure everything is set up. So the first thing you want to think about is, what's your narrative? What's your style? What are you going to post about? I'll be looking at some examples as well to go through it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through 7 key tips to posting great content, because ultimately this is the foundation of Facebook. You create your business page, your fan page, then you got to share amazing ideas that totally connect with people and enrich people. Tip number 1, friends, is having premium hardware. If you're taking photos, if you're taking videos, make sure you have the latest phone, Apple or Samsung, it doesn't really matter. The point is you are able to take great photos in great quality. It doesn't have to be fully professional, but it has to look really good. Here's an example of a Surface 4 Pro, which I actually bought the other week because I needed to finally get one. It's very important that when it comes to you working with Facebook and social media and photos and all that, you have the best quality hardware there is possible. So usually having the latest phone is a great start, and it is just an example of having a latest tablet, which can really help. Number 2, and this is very important, is everyone here will have a business page. Now, what a business page is a business page contains information about you and information about what you do. So your personal page is you as a person. Your business page is about your business. I've also called it public pages here. Make sure your personal page and your public page is fully updated with relevant, correct, and accurate information. Okay, so who here has a business page? Feel free to share it with me, and I'd love to share it with the team, because you've been a very awesome, highly engaged, yet quiet audience so far. So please ask your questions. But make sure you have your page fully up to date. Hello, we've got Shivanka Fernando, Ananka Holidays. Thank you, Shivanka. Very engaged today. Now, I've already checked out Shivanka Fernando's page. It's called Ananka Holidays, and it is a very cool page. Make sure you check it out, awesome friends. You can type into Facebook, like it, and follow it. What's very important about all this is that you have a great page and you have great details and great information, so it all just works. Okay? Something to totally keep in mind. It's very important on your page to update all the details correctly, but this is also where you put in the right logo, the right image, you have a really good cover banner, and you really make sure that you're putting out content that is based on the narrative. So for example, Shivanka, I understand that Shivanka does holidays to Sri Lanka. So a great thinking, of course, for Shivanka's Facebook page is that you're putting out information about Sri Lanka, why it's a great travel destination, why it's a wonderful place, and why it's just something you really want to be part of. And that's exactly how it works from this point of view. And this is very important from that. Now, this is what brings me to the next point that I want to make, is creating a compelling angle. You have to look very deep into your brand. You have to look very deep into what you're doing and work out how you're going to do it. Now, in the case of Shivanka promoting Sri Lanka, it can be quite easy doing that. It can be about the leopards, the animals, the diversity, the great place of Sri Lanka, the spiritual retreat, and what you can actually do. There's heaps of different ways of doing it. I personally am a marketing mentor. I talk about marketing, business, entrepreneurship, different ideas that works really well. One of my awesome clients and friends who I'm showing later on, Ranger Jamie, he talks about nature, ideas. He does great videos. Playing cute, there's plenty of pages out there which rely on the cute. And of course, I've got to bring it up because they were that close to the election. Challenging the establishment and controversy. And of course, I've got a picture of Donald Trump there, ironically with Hillary and Bill Clinton and Ivanka and all that. Controversy can also be useful for lots of people, albeit I don't recommend it all the time. But the point I'm making is that ultimately for you to succeed on Facebook is you got to have a compelling angle that resonates and really connects with people so they love it and they want to be part of what you're talking about. And that's something that I just can't stress enough and something that you want to keep in mind. Now, right here is a great example of what Ranger Jamie is. So please check it out his page, Ranger Jamie Tours. He's an absolutely amazing guy and he's very, very good on Facebook. He's basically the young Steve Irwin and he's going in that direction. And the way, and what his actual company does is does walking tours. It also does, excursions, incursions for primary schools. So what he does and the way he uses Facebook is he puts out great videos and great content to really engage people and get lots of interest and get success that way, okay? This is incredibly important, okay? This is exactly how everything works. So I want you to check these out. And what I actually encourage you to do is after the webinar, check out these pages, like my page, like a lot of pages, and actually see how people are getting engagement. Look within what you do and outside of what you do, because ultimately, for you to succeed on Facebook and really any social media platform, but talking Facebook, is you've got to have really, really strong engagement so people see you and they feel part of what you're doing. So what's interesting about this is that what I encourage to people is what I call the 30-day challenge. It's where you do a post for at least 30 days every day. And the reason why I say this is because ultimately Facebook works by really, really high quality content that's being put out there all the time. The better the content you put out there, the more of a reaction you get and the more success that you'll get. So my advice to you is keep putting really, really high quality out there so you're staying continually connected to people. It's absolutely critical and something that's very important. Now, putting out content out there is difficult. It's easy when you get used to it, but when you're starting out, it can be a bit of a challenge. So that's something I want to put out there. Right here, I've got an example, another page I want you to follow. You can see where I'm going here. Miss Luscious Lashes Beauty Salon. Great business, absolutely amazing girls. It's an award-winning lashes and beauty salon out in Camden, which is on the greater southwestern Sydney. Amazing area. Now, Tina, which is the awesome lady on the left in this photo, as in our left, not her left, what she actually does is that she puts out videos, she puts out photos to drive sales to a beauty salon, and it works just great. So the thing I sort of want to open your eyes to, and the reason why I'm giving you all those examples, is you want to start getting used to Facebook and putting content out there all the time. Also, friends, if you've got any questions, please ask us. I'd love to help you. The next thing that I want to mention to you all is what's called the 3 out of 4 rule, or the 4 out of 5 rule, or however you want to look at it, is basically you do this. You put out 2, 3, even 4 posts of valuable content. And then one of your posts is an absolute direct sell. And the idea is to balance out the fun of what you're doing with commercial rationality. Okay? Because here's the reality. You just can't jump on Facebook and sell your stuff all the time. What you need to do is put out a mixture of great content, great ideas, but also inviting people to do business. So you get what I mean. If you just talk about having fun all the time, people won't exactly know what you're about. But if you put out great ideas all the time, or just sell all the time, you'll equally annoy people. So it's something good to keep in mind. In fact, I just had a bit of a breakthrough for my own business there, which has got me thinking. That's really good. It's really good to put great quality content and make sure that you really engage people on a regular basis. Now, I've got 2 examples here that you can see on the screen. On the right-hand side, it says Space the Final Frontier. Now, for my Star Trek friends out there, I was walking past Kennard Storage and I saw this great sample of them saying Space the Final Frontier. Obviously, it is a nod to Star Trek and they sell space in terms of storage solutions. Great idea. Now, I put that on my Facebook page just for fun. On the left, you can see what is exactly a direct sell, and I actually did this for Servcorp. Servcorp North Sydney, who are one of our partners, offering 20% off all faculty bookings or facility bookings, which is great. It is a direct sell. So something to keep in mind, friends, you have to have a mixture of direct selling combined with actual education about what you do. So let's say you're an accountant, for argument's sake. What you might have is information about tax and insights. Then you might have an invitation for them to check out your site and do business with you. Okay, makes sort of sense? Let's say you're a solicitor. You might talk about what's happening out there, giving people general education as to what's happening legally, and of course, give them an invitation to have a consult with you. You get my drift. Think very carefully about what you can do to how to really connect with people from that point of view. But you get this. It's a mixture of sales content combined with overall content to engage, educate, and inspire people. Very important, wonderful friends. What's also quite critical in this whole mix is that you have to give more of what people like. So as you use Facebook, some of your posts won't do very well, and some of your posts will do incredibly well. You have to give people as much education as to what you do. But also you got to make sure that the material's engaging. You don't want to be boring people or annoying them. You have to really be creating interest and really driving it that way. This is an example. I went to an event last week and I actually took a video of an actual event I went to at TAFE, New South Wales, and it did really, really well on Facebook. Now, it's not so much the content of this that I want to talk about, but the fact that it did really well really inspired me from several levels because people enjoyed what I was talking about. They liked it. And it gives me good insight into what content people like and what content people don't like. And here's the other key point too, friends. Make sure that you're able to react to leads very quickly. So if you're, let's say, sharing your website on Facebook, people can go to your website and there's an easy and obvious contact form. Let's say, hypothetically, they're going to look at your Facebook page. They might message you through your Facebook business page. You might have a phone number for them to call. Make sure as people put in leads, you're able to get back to them as quickly as possible so it works from that point of view. Something very important to keep in mind, my very wonderful friends. The other one we have here as well is Facebook paid advertising. Now, this is a whole subject of itself, and there's several ways you can go about it. There's actually a lot of ways you can go about it. You can promote your page to get likes, which increases the size of your community. You can send people straight to your website. You can put videos out there. You can put great images out there. The possibilities of what you can do is almost endless. But what we do say is this: you want to find a meld of what works. Is it photos? Is it videos? Okay. You can do a lot of different things, and I'm a big fan of video. You can do direct links to your websites. There is just so much that you can do to really get the success that you need. So it's something very, very important that you want to think about. Two main streams of paid advertising. One is what's called boosting posts, and the other is continuous advertising. So if you go to Tina's page at Miss Lusher Slashes, you will notice that what she does is she might put up 3 to 4 posts a week, and she'll hit the boost post button. What that invariably will do is, of that post on her business page, it will run that as an ad. So basically, let's say she puts up a post on her page, she would have got 300 views by itself. She might boost it for $20 and get 2,000 views. Now, you know where I'm going here. The idea is putting up really good posts and boosting it, and you can select where it goes. Is it going to go to people that live nearby you? What are their interests? What are they into? The beauty of Facebook is that it offers you all that powerful functionality. So you can serve the ads to people based on location and, of course, the interests that they have. Very, very important. Now, the thing to point out here, and I'll just go back a little bit, is that boosted posts are designed more for short-term posts. So if you have an offer or some information, you do a boosted post, and that works very well. A continuous ad tends to work till it's cancelled. It goes on, it repeats, and it works from that point of view. The idea, friends, is you have a mixture of both to get the result, okay? You have a mixture. You might use a mixture of short-term posts, such as offers or great content that you put up, or you might just have an ad that runs forever. It all depends on a lot of reasons, but think carefully about your business and what you're doing, and it all works that point of view. Again, this is quite an advanced technique. You can set up a tracking pixel on your website, which basically means this. Of people who visit your website, Facebook can actually keep an eye on whoever visits your website that has a Facebook account open. So it actually basically collects an audience of people that have been to your website, and you can run ads to them. So for example, have you ever visited a website and you thought it was great, then mysteriously a few minutes later you're getting a Facebook ad? There's a reason for that. And the simple reason is that a Facebook remarketing pixel probably picked you up. Now, the point of this is that when you market to people that don't know you, in a way it's quite difficult because you have to restart that whole educational process with people. But when people know you and have a connection, it's usually a lot easier to market to them because you have more of that continuity and that going on. So it's something very important to keep in mind as part of this experience. Ultimately, it's this too. If you remember that diagram from the start, which I'll do in the end as a recap, ultimately you want to market to people that have a connection with your brand. When they don't know you, it can take quite a while to get them over the line. And I've got a few honorable mentions as well before I sort of take a lot of questions and do it a wrap. Facebook is just a marketing platform. You make sure you have really good content that totally sells you. A few other mentions as well, just a few honorable mentions, is it's great to run live events and you can fill them using Facebook. So for example, you can run events on Meetup, you can run events on Eventbrite. You can run real world events, and using Facebook as a means for filling real world events works really well. So think about how your whole marketing and business that comes together. You can also blog as well. Blogging works incredibly well, and you can blog on your website. You can even blog straight in LinkedIn, but usually blogging straight into your website. And the idea is you write really good blogs that give people great information, gets people engaged, and then that way they can partake to work with you. So blogging is an absolutely amazing technique that I have a lot of respect for, which works incredibly well with Facebook. Blogging is basically when you write articles and you share them out there. So there you go, friends. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through a few ways that I can help you, and then I'm just going to do a quick recap and wish you all a good evening. So just so you know, if you haven't already, friends, I've got a lot of free tools that can help you. Please make sure you visit my website and check out my blog, The Edward Files. If you haven't already, please join my email database. Also as well, if you go to the homepage of my website, you can get free access to Module 1 of my awesome Marketing Vault, a free trial. And it gives you some useful videos to get you started. If you haven't already, please add me on Facebook and make sure you follow my business page, Awesome Marketing with Edward Zip. And as well, friends, please share this information with those who can help. I love you to share this with people. I put out great information that can really help people. And of course, if you really like what you see, you'd love me to help you with your business, help you get the business growth, please talk to me. You can send me an email. You can check out my awesome Marketing Vault online. You can just sign up with credit card for $97 a month, or click on mentoring on my website for more options. So what I'm going to do, friends, is I'm going to go back and just do a quick recap and just go through a few additional points. And while I'm doing that, you're welcome to ask me your questions. Then I'll wish you a good evening. So let's go back. Okay. We're talking Facebook. I always recommend focusing on 1 to 2 platforms and getting it completely right. You don't want to get overloaded with what doesn't matter. Facebook is one of Australia's best platforms, as you can see from the census research here. It is incredibly powerful and very good to use. You can share links, photos, videos, and you can really interact with people on Facebook. You want to aim it at your business page because that's what really matters. You want to have as much fun content as possible that also sells to people. You want to post really good quality content because that is absolutely important and works quite well. What's also quite important too is that you got to share with people great ideas that add value, and think about how you can do it within the context of your business. Make sure you have really good hardware. So what you can do is you capture really good photos, really good videos. If that's what you're doing, it's very important. Also as well, make sure you update your personal page and your public page, your /business page with the right detail. Also as well, I don't recommend posting business stuff on your personal page. Your business page is very important. It's just part of Facebook terms and conditions and being quite compliant from that point of view. Think carefully about coming up with a compelling angle. Think about how you can do it, how you can really get attention, and of course, how you can get out there what you do and be as powerful as possible. Your 30-day challenge is just powerful. Do a post every day for 30 days. It's a great strategy and it can work incredibly well for you. The 3 out of 4 rule is basically this. Doesn't mean 3 out of 4. It basically means a series of educational posts and then you do a sales post. So you have a mixture of education plus the sales experience. Be very sensitive to what you post so you give people more of what they like. Make sure you can respond to leads and questions very, very quickly. And of course as well, the Facebook paid advertising is great. You can start with just $5 a day and you can do boosted posts, which are great for short-term ideas or continuous advertising. What I also recommend you do is follow those pages that I told you and get into it. Follow my page too if you haven't already. It's very useful information that can totally help you. And for my more advanced users out there, Facebook remarketing is one fantastic strategy. So there you go, friends. This brings us to an end for our live webinar. If you've got any questions, please ask me now. I'd totally love to help you. And of course as well, think about blogging and how that all works. And just as a quick recap from what I mentioned before, I've got heaps of free marketing strategies and ideas. And if you need help right away, please talk to me. Check out my awesome Marketing Vault online because I'd love to get in there and help you. So there you go, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to give a great acknowledgement to all the people out there that have come tonight, and also all the photos I used to help inspire this and make this presentation as powerful as possible. So I want to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you've got any questions, please just ask me. And of course, if you need a hand with anything, you awesome people know where to find me. Just contact me to get started. Have a good night, friends. Love your work. This is Thank You from Edwards here, and I want to wish all of you a great evening. Stay awesome, friends, and I'll talk to you all later.